Well, lads, for this video, we're just gonna have a look at the icons that, like, obviously I've used a lot of icons during this game. I've lost a fuckload of attacks on it. Yeah, I was gonna give you a bit of help, like maybe you're deciding on which icon you want to get or something, and maybe hopefully this can help. If it helps anyway, like drop a like on the video. If not, makes no difference to me. I'm trying to help you. Just my experience, like this is what I've found the best with the icons and what I didn't like, and these are the kind of the top icons that I've used. I've used a few more, but they haven't been that good. Like, so I'm gonna start off with Cruyff, this baby Cruyff here. For me, he's good. Like he is really good, but he isn't worth the money. He's not worth the money at all. Obviously, if you have the money to spend on him, go ahead and feel free to spend it. But for me, he wasn't really worth the money. He is good. He's a good striker now, but not for the money. Move on to Roberto Carlos. I really liked him. As a left back, he kind of got up too far. Like he got pushed up really high. For me, when I played high pressure, it works. But other than that, he does tend to stay up. He tends to attack an awful lot more than defending. He doesn't get back. But like if you're looking for a free kicks, like he was so good, and like corners, he just whip it in so well. I use his baby one and his middle one. There's not really much of a difference. I'd rather the baby one from the price perspective, but yeah, there are better. I think Alex Tellez, if you're looking for another left back, he's probably just as good. But as an icon left back, yeah, Roberto Carlos is fairly solid. And then this lad, move on now to Seedorf. This lad is a fucking machine. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He does everything. Like he can score, he can pass, he can defend, he can jump and everything. Like I really like this card. I repacked the middle one, so it's just this one. I've played with him. He's so good. I got the baby one. The baby one is so solid. I haven't tried the prime, but as terms of I'm going to just go on presumption here and say that he's actually decent enough. But yeah, if you're looking for a box-to-box midfielder, Seedorf is so solid. If you're looking for a defensive mid, Petit is so good. He can score and he does get up the odd time, but if you tell him to stay back, like he's just so good. His defending and passing is just so solid. You can really rely on him, and then like he can get forward. He's not the quickest. You need to give him like a shadow or something. He doesn't feel the quickest, and he moves kind of slowly. But when you give him the shadow, it makes him perfect. Yeah, he's so big and strong. His passing is amazing. Yeah, he's such a good centre defensive mid. And then move on to Thierry Henry. I liked him. He's not the greatest now. I wouldn't, as a left winger, I wouldn't want him up front. Yeah, he'd be so much better as the prime version. But as a left winger, for me, he's not that great. I enjoyed using the card because I could throw him up front, but if you're playing him left wing, he's not really effective. He's a great finisher. Like you get him in the box, even a long shot, he can still score them. His balance isn't the greatest, which is kind of a negative for him. But again, like he is a really good player, and I really like that card. This boy. This lad is not called Marco van Basten. His name is Marco van Basten. This lad is a machine. Anytime you get, if you have the chance to get his baby, his middle, or his prime, get Marco van Basten. He is so good. The only negative I have is his passing and his his pace. If you give him a hunter, I feel like he's fast enough, and his shooting is just unbelievable. Anytime, finesse. It was just so good. In the box, his free kicks I used to take free kicks with him. He just powered straight over the wall into the top corner. It was unbelievable. And then I move on to Michael Ballack here. He's basically kind of a Seedorf as well. He's a bit slow. He's slower than Seedorf, like, and he feels a bit slow in the game, but he does win tackles, and he will get a header and a few, like, and his passing is very solid. For me, you'd want probably the middle or the prime to get any use out of it. I don't think his baby card is any good. But look at Dennis Bergkamp now. Bergkamp so solid with shooting, and his passing was good. I enjoyed his passing is very good. His card is very solid. Yeah, he's a force. You have it there. He's 4'4", and he's tall as well. Like, and he will win. He will give you the that advantage of the shot. Like, if he's playing in a cam or up front, he will score you goals. Like, there's no question about it. He is a very good card. This Fernando lad, look, if you need a defender, I think this lad is very, very good. His defending is class, and his jumping is amazing. His pace, like, you give him a shadow and he'll feel like a very good centre back. You could you're looking at passing as well. Like, that lad is serious. We'll move on to Rivaldo. This lad, seriously, you get him on your left foot. That's the only. You have to get him on your left foot. He's fucked otherwise. But you get him on his left foot and he is fucking unreal. Finesse. He's just like Van Basten, just left foot. That's it. He has enough skill moves to get you through games, and like, his passing is serious as well, and his power. Just get him on the left foot. Then Mark Overmars. This lad, if you're looking for a cheap icon, that will do a job. Overmars is so good. He's so fast. You give him like not a hunter, but more of a dead eye or a finisher, and this lad is a serious card. Obviously he's quite small. That's a bit of a problem. But other than that, like, you have the 5-star weak foot and 3-star skills, which isn't brilliant, but for a cheap icon, he's so solid. And then this boy, for me, it's between him and Van Basten for the best icon in the game. That I've used, obviously. Stoichkov is so good. You just get him on the left foot and he does not miss. Obviously, when I say that, he does miss the odd time, but you can really rely on him. Like, his shooting is amazing. This 91 is so good, and his baby one is very solid as well. Like, I'm using the baby one as of now, and I can't believe, like, I can only imagine how good his prime icon will be. He's so solid. Like, I can't stress this enough. You give him a hunter and he is banging goals in. Raul, this lad's in SBC. Personally, I wouldn't have spent it. I wouldn't have done it had I looked back at it now, if I had known. Like, I'd advise you, if you can try out the icon before you go for him, try him out, because some icons will work for you, some won't. Raul probably doesn't work for me. He's not a long ranger. I gave him a finisher now. He feels a bit slower, but he can score the long range, but it's very rare. But inside the box is what he's good at. Get him in the box and he can finish the ball at any time. And then this lad Figo, for a right winger, it's Louis Figo or Best, and for me, I thought Figo was much better than Best. I don't know, like, obviously other people will think Best is better, but Figo can do the long range, and you can just have him cutting in onto his right foot and he'll just finesse it in as well. That's how I played with him. That's how I found him, found the best out of him. You probably need a hunter on him. And then this baby Ronaldo, look, he will score goals and all, but he's just like the Cruyff as well. There's an awful lot better strikers out there that are icons, like, for the price. Like, he's really expensive, but he is worth it. He is worth it. Like, him and Cruyff are worth it if you have the money. If not, if you don't have the money and you're wasting up, if he's costing you all of your coins, like, probably best to pick a different striker. But if you have the funds, obviously he is worth it. Like, and then we just want to Zola. Zola is the only problem with Zola is he's small and he's physical. Zola is such a good finisher. He'll finish anything, long range, inside the box, on his right foot, on his left foot. Like, he can finish as well. He's a very good striker. It's just that he's weak and he's tiny. His stamina isn't brilliant, but he can get you a good bit through the game. Like, and you bring on a little fast striker, like, and you're sorted for that game. But yeah, look, they're the best icons that I've used anyway. Hopefully they give you some sort of help anyway, and if you like the video, just like it anyway, drop a like. If not, it doesn't really matter. If you want to subscribe, sure, it's fine like that. Right, we'll see you now after that.